Get ready to dive into a topic that's basically woven into the fabric of who we are, the hero's journey. And not just as a concept, you're living it every single day.
It's crazy how relevant this thing still is.
Yeah.
I mean, Joseph Campbell's book, The Hero with a Thousand Faces, it came out, back in the late 40s?
Yeah.
But it's like he tapped into something timeless, All those myths and stories he explored, they have this hidden blueprint, this structure that pops up everywhere. The monomyth, he called it. But we know it as the hero's journey.
Exactly. And we're not just talking about, knights and dragons here, though. Those are cool.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
This gets at something much deeper, something universal about being human. Ugh.
Those personal transformations we go through? Yeah, that's the hero's journey, too. Actually, we've got another source lined up that digs into how this journey, it's like a mirror for the ups and downs of a spiritual awakening, which is really fascinating.
Oh, wow.
But first things first. Let's break down Campbell's hero's journey blueprint, step by step.
Okay, sounds good. So picture it. 3 major movements, like a cycle. You've got departure, initiation, and return. Each one's essential, each one packed with its own set of hurdles, of course, but breakthroughs, too.
Gotta love a good breakthrough, right?
Right. Gotta have those breakthroughs.
Okay, so let's start with departure. You're just going about your everyday life, comfy in your routine, and bam.
Oh boy, here it comes.
That call to adventure hits you. It's that spark, that nudge from the universe. It's like, hey, there's something more out there for you. Pay attention. Like in that story, Arabian Nights, remember Prince Kamar al-Zaman, living the life of luxury, but something's missing. He's restless,
Yeah, that feeling.
Then boom, this wise woman appears out of nowhere, tells him about a princess in a faraway land. That's his call to adventure. The universe is like, time to shake things up, buddy.
And isn't it funny how our first reaction is usually to resist that call?
Oh,
Campbell called it the refusal of the call, right? It's that hesitation, that fear that makes us cling to the familiar, even if it's not really fulfilling.
Comfort zone, right? It's tough to leave that comfort zone.
Totally.
But here's the thing. The universe, it's usually got our back.
Yeah.
Even when we're resisting. That's where the supernatural aid comes in.
Ooh, I like where this is going.
Like for our prince, it's a magic flying carpet. Whisks him away on his adventure. Right. Now, obviously, I'm not saying you'll find a magic carpet just lying around.
Yeah, no flying carpets.
But you might find support in unexpected places. A mentor, a friend, even a book that just seems to land in your lap at the perfect time.
Yes. It's like that saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. I love that.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So with that support, the hero is ready to cross the first threshold, stepping out of their ordinary world and into the unknown. Bye-bye, comfort zone. Things are about to get interesting.
Because it's not just about physically going somewhere new, is it? Crossing the first threshold. It's about those inner demons, those limiting beliefs, those fears that have been holding you back. It's facing those head on.
Campbell calls the next stage the belly of the whale. And man, that one sounds intense.
Intense is an understatement.
He uses the myth of Inanna's descent into the underworld to illustrate this. She willingly goes into this dark, dangerous place, knowing it's a necessary part of her journey.
She has to face death, symbolically, to be reborn stronger, more whole.
It's like that saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, but amplified,
Oh, for sure. Amplified is a good word for it. And think about a time in your own life when you had to confront a major challenge, a loss, a period of uncertainty. It probably felt like your world was falling apart, like you were being swallowed whole.
Yeah.
That's the belly of the whale. It's about surrender, letting go of the old you to make way for the new.
Wow. Powerful stuff. And Campbell, he uses so many other vivid examples from mythology to illustrate these stages. Like, remember those Navajo twin heroes?
Oh, yeah, those guys.
Their whole journey is like a masterclass in facing your fears and trusting your instincts.
Exactly. Those ancient stories, they're like roadmaps for life's challenges. They remind us that even in the darkest moments, there's always the potential for growth and transformation. Always.
Okay, so we've got the hero facing their fears. They're in the belly of the whale. Things are getting real. What comes next?
Okay, so we left our hero facing the ultimate test. Initiation. What exactly does that entail in the hero's journey?
This is where things get really interesting. Think of it like boot camp for the soul.
Boot camp for the soul. I like that.
The heroes entered a whole new world, and now they've got to prove their mettle. Campbell breaks down the initiation phase into a series of stages, each with some seriously evocative names.
Oh yeah, like the Road of Trials. Just the name conjures up images of daunting obstacles, right? Right. And Campbell, he doesn't sugarcoat the challenges here.
Oh, he does not.
This isn't about breezing through life the road of trials. It's about facing those tests head on, learning from every stumble, every setback. Remember those Navajo twin heroes we talked about?
Oh, yeah.
They encounter all sorts of crazy creatures, tricky situations, and it's through overcoming those challenges that they gain the skills and wisdom they need to move forward.
It makes you think about how often we try to avoid challenges in our own lives.
Right.
But what if those challenges are actually opportunities for growth, just disguised as obstacles?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, the hero often finds they're not alone on this journey. Think about the meeting with the goddess.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
Right. And this stage, it isn't just about finding your romantic soulmate, although that can be part of it. It's bigger than that.
Mm-hmm.
It's about connecting with that source of strength, of inspiration that helps you tap into your full potential.
So how might the meeting with the goddess show up in our modern lives?
Oh, it could be finding a mentor who really guides you,
Okay.
connecting with a community that supports you,
Yeah.
or even discovering a creative outlet that sets your soul on fire. It's about recognizing and embracing those sources of wisdom, of support that help you become the best version of yourself.
I love that. It's like finding your own personal cheering section on the sidelines of your journey. Okay, so we've got trials, we've got support. What about this atonement with the Father? That one sounds kind of intense.
It can be.
Yeah.
This stage is about confronting those figures in your life that represent authority, whether it's a parent, a boss, or even those internal voices of self-doubt that hold you back.
Oh, those voices.
Right. It's about challenging outdated beliefs and stepping into your own power.
So it's less about a literal father figure and more about coming to terms with those limiting beliefs we've internalized over time.
Exactly. It's about recognizing those patterns and
Yeah.
saying, hey, this isn't serving me anymore. I'm writing my own rules now.
It can be a really empowering stage, even though it's often challenging.
It sounds like it. And then we get to these pinnacle moments in the initiation phase. Apotheosis and the ultimate boon. Those sound pretty epic.
They are.
Yeah.
Apotheosis, it's like a spiritual breakthrough, a moment of transcendence where the hero experiences a profound shift in consciousness.
Okay.
Think about it like this. We've been through the ringer, you've faced your fears, you've shed those old layers, and now you're seeing the world with fresh eyes. You're aligned with your true self. Wow, so that's when the hero is finally ready to receive the ultimate boon, right? What does that look like?
It's the reward, the culmination of all those trials and tribulations. It could be a newfound sense of purpose, a deep connection to something greater than yourself, or the realization of a long-held dream. It's that moment where everything clicks into place.
It's interesting how this all connects back to the idea of a spiritual awakening, which is explored in that second source we mentioned earlier.
Oh, right.
It's like saying that all those challenging experiences, those dark nights of the soul, are actually leading us towards a more authentic and fulfilling way of being.
Exactly. That feeling of being different, of not fitting in, which our second source talks about, can be seen as the call to adventure. Questioning those beliefs and societal norms, that's like entering the belly of the whale and the struggle to find your true self and purpose. That's the ultimate quest for the ultimate boon.
Okay, so the hero has faced their fears, gained wisdom, achieved a major breakthrough.
Right.
But the journey's not over yet, is it?
Not quite. Now comes the tricky part, the return.
Oh.
How do you integrate all those profound experiences and insights back into your everyday life? That's what we'll explore in the final part of our deep dive.
So our hero has gone through the ringer, faced their fears, achieved this major breakthrough, but it's not exactly a smooth sail back to reality, is it? What happens when the hero has to re-enter their everyday life?
That's the thing about these profound transformations, right? They change you. And sometimes integrating those changes back into the ordinary world, well, that can be its own adventure. Campbell calls this phase the return.
And it sounds like it can be just as challenging as that initial journey outward.
Oh, absolutely. Remember those stories? The hero returns home, but it's like times move differently for them.
Yeah.
They've changed so much that they don't quite fit in anymore. Or think about that second source we discussed, the one about spiritual awakening.
Right.
It talks about how disorienting it can be when your perception of reality shifts and suddenly the old ways of seeing things, they just don't cut it anymore.
It's like you've seen behind the curtain and you can't unsee it.
Exactly.
So how does the hero bridge that gap between these extraordinary experiences they've had and the ordinary world they've returned to?
Well, Campbell talks about several stages within the return, and they're not always easy. There's often a refusal of the return,
Oh, really?
where the hero is tempted to stay in that blissful state of apotheosis, clinging to the ultimate boon.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want to go back to all that.
Right. But the real test is in bringing those gifts back to the world, you know?
It's like they've been given this incredible treasure, but they have to figure out how to share it in a way that others can understand and actually benefit from.
Exactly. And sometimes there are those external forces trying to pull the hero back into the old ways. Campbell calls this rescue from without.
Rescue from without. What does that mean?
So picture this.
Yeah.
You're trying to integrate this new wisdom, this new perspective, but the people around you might resist that change, you know?
Oh, like, you're different now. Don't rock the boat. Come back to who you were before.
Exactly. And that's where the hero's true strength shines through, in their ability to hold on to their transformed self while still navigating the complexities of their old life. Campbell calls this becoming the master of two worlds.
So it's not about abandoning the ordinary world or becoming some kind of isolated guru on a mountaintop, right? It's about finding a way to live with a foot in both worlds, integrating those higher levels of consciousness into everyday life.
Precisely. And that's what Campbell calls freedom to live. It's not about escaping life's challenges, but about facing them with this new level of awareness, of purpose.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the hero's journey, what's the key takeaway you hope our listeners are left with today?
I think the most important thing to remember is that the hero's journey, it's not just some ancient story structure. It's a reflection of your own life.
Why?
Every challenge you face, every fear you overcome, every moment of growth and transformation, those are all chapters in your own heroic saga.
It's about recognizing those patterns, embracing the challenges, and trusting that you have the inner strength to navigate whatever life throws your way.
Exactly. And you know, the next time you're feeling lost or uncertain, remember those mythic heroes and the timeless wisdom they embody. You have the power to write your own epic story. I truly believe that.
I love that. So much to think about. Until next time, keep diving deep and keep exploring those heroic journeys because they're unfolding all around us and within us every single day.